about in the sentence before I came on, and to enhance their lives. I think if we see this as an enabling factor and something to untether us from the addiction that we've got to cities, actually it could be transformational for the towns and villages around the country.
Can I just ask one question before we turn to Baroness Helena Morrissey? You're saying, you're basically advocating the government's position, but do you kind of accept there's a trade-off? Because we heard this term zombie towns, because if people aren't out and about, travelling to their place of work, that it is going to create in some places zombie towns if people are just spending most of the time inside. So perhaps high streets and other businesses that rely on, a big kind of workforce of commuters, they are going to suffer, aren't they?
I'm really surprised, I'm astonished where you're getting your evidence from, because most of the high street examples that we've seen over the last 12 months is there's been a revival of the small shops, the butchers, bakers at the end of streets, the cafes that are doing...
Where do you live, Bruce?
Absolutely.
Bruce, where do you live?
I live in London. I'm from Birmingham.
Oh, that's strange. Yeah, I mean, go back to parts of the north. Go back to a town.
Can you remind me when you did that? Can you remind me when you last went back to the north?
I was last there a few weeks ago. I'm from Bradford.
Yeah,
I grew up in Bradford.
Speaking out your hat, absolutely nonsense. You're literally, for the sake of an argument, you're trying to suggest that there's something there that's
Bruce, we're not. We're just saying. We're simply saying that the health of the high street. Hang on.
Having great business.
Yeah, I'm not. Well, look, it's your opinion if I'm talking out the top of my hat, but many people will go into their town centres today, and they will see town centres which have been hollowed out, shops that have been closed, anchors of the high street that are no longer there, and evidence that actually, as Mercy suggests, some of those towns need all the help they can possibly get. That's all we're saying.
I couldn't agree more. Let's give towns some support.